SpaceX pulled off the boldest test flight yet of its enormous Starship rocket over the weekend. Towering almost 400 feet, the empty Starship successfully soared over the Gulf of Mexico. The 4 previous test flights came up short, ultimately destroying each of the test ships. But the real marvel of engineering is the reusable rocket. An hour after liftoff, mechanical arms caught the booster back on a landing pad for the first time.
Are they called chopsticks? The little arms stuck out.
Something like that.
Yeah. All right, well, look at this. We're taking a live look from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida as NASA's Europa Clipper gets ready for launch. This spacecraft, it is going to conduct the first ever detailed survey of Jupiter's moon, Europa.
The goal of the mission is to determine if the moon has the conditions to support life. Our meteorologist, Marina Jurica, joins us live now with more details on the launch. And we were talking in the break a little bit, Marina, about how it seems like it's too cold to be able to find water.
Yes, I know, and it's called tidal flexing. So basically what that is it generates heat from the moon's orbit around Jupiter. So the planet's gravity actually stretches and releases Europa's icy shell, and that creates friction, which creates heat, and that keeps it an ocean of liquid.
I mean, we're about to watch history in under 2 minutes. You were the launch forecaster.
I was a launch forecaster for a long time, and so I've, you know, it's hard because the weather plays a critical role in the trajectory. Rockets really don't care about the weather at the surface. They care about the upper levels.
Interesting.
And the trajectory is so critical, especially with a mission like this, because it's got to go 1.8 billion miles to Jupiter, and it's going to take 6 years to get there. So the weather looks fantastic right now. We don't have any upper level winds in the area. Of course, the weather did not look fantastic on Thursday, which was the original launch time, which was Hurricane Milton. And so, but now everything is good to go, and we are just counting down this clock. And I have been in launch control during this time.
I know. Tell us what it's like.
It's so nerve-wracking. You know, you got butterflies in your stomach. You're just praying that everything goes right, because we're talking an entire career for some people. This is the lifespan of their career, and it comes down to this go, no-go here in this last few minutes.
So what's the conversation like in there right now?
Oh, it's very quiet.
Is it?
Yes, I mean, we're just like listening basically for all the tests to go through right now, because they're testing absolutely everything in the rocket in this basically few seconds here right before launch. And we do weather no-go at about 5 minutes before launch. So the weather has been established as a go, and then now it's just the critical testing of the actual machinery. 30 seconds to go.
25.
I know.
So exciting. and being in that control room, and you say a life's work, but also, I mean, this is expensive. $5 billion. Every little piece.
It is, and it's the largest spacecraft NASA has ever sent into space. 13,000 pounds. And here we go. Counting down. We're at the last few seconds.
3.
Everyone's got their fingers crossed.
1. Ignition. And liftoff. Liftoff of Falcon Heavy with Europa Clipper, unveiling the mysteries of an enormous ocean lurking beneath the icy crust of Jupiter's moon, Europa.
Engine chamber pressures are nominal.
You see that the chamber pressures are nominal here, all 27.
It's like that collective holding of your breath, you know, just to make sure everything is going through.
You see the size. You said when it opens with its wingspan on the satellites, it's the size of a basketball court?
100 feet. So once it's deployed, of course, it will expand its solar arrays, and it's huge. I mean, I've stood next to this spacecraft in the clean room, and I just look like a tiny ant compared to it. It's just massive. But yes, the wingspan, which is its power, the solar arrays, it spans the size of a basketball field, 100 feet. And its trajectory is a little bit unique because it needs to build momentum to get all the way out there. So it's actually going to fly by Mars, and then it's going to come back to Earth using the gravity of each planet to increase its momentum, and that velocity will just shoot it then right to Jupiter.
When do we know that this is we're good, we're on track?
Well, so there are complete stages. You got your first stage of separation, which will happen here pretty quickly in the next about 60 seconds. And then you have different stages and different elements. So it takes about a total of 20-25 minutes before you get to that final stage, and then it gets put on its path.
But one little rocker, what can really deter the mission right now? You're saying the weather, or is it?
No, it's the thrusters are going. everything is going. I mean, it's basically just now equipped to push it into the area it needs to go into in the right path.
Like if there was a bird in the way or something, I mean, it would just plow right through.
Yeah, no.
No bird strikes.
No. It's going extremely fast.
It's incredible what we can do. I mean,
yes,
it's fascinating.
it is. And so it's just incredible what it's going to be able to potentially see. I mean, it's really cool. My favorite instrument, there's 9 instruments on board of this, and the Europa UV spectrograph is one of the instruments that's actually going to be able to measure the plumes of moisture that's coming out of its icy crust. And so then we're going to be able to see the composition, how thick the crust is, how deep the ocean is there, and if there's microbiomes, if there's signs of life in there. I mean, you said before,
we're not talking whales and fish.
Whales. I mean, you never know, right? But that's why we're going.
And we're not going to find out tomorrow. You're not going to all of a sudden open your phone and see images of this.
2030. So that is when we're actually going to be able to get this science back, and astrobiologists are just going to be, it's going to be like a candy store. I mean, like, this is what you wait your whole life to figure out. And I know that we have proven that there used to be water on Mars, because that's how Perseverance and Curiosity went up there to figure that out. And now we can go to a planet that actually does have water on it and see if Jupiter's icy moon Europa is going to have some of that as well.
How close are we to the separation? Oh, right.
There we go. Yeah,
just drops away.
There we go. And the boosters there, of course, will land. And they won't land like SpaceX cool stuff.
Okay.
But yeah.
But it's all going according to plan.
Everything's going according to plan.
Well, I'm sure there are cheers now in the control. The cheers, and then they get back to business.
And actually, SpaceX is doing this launch, so those are reusable boosters. So they will come back. So yes,
you're right.
So they will come back, and so it is all good to go. And like I said, it's going to be a long, patient waiting process. Everyone's so excited because the launch is the first step. Well, actually, it's this first step in getting it there. It's been 20 years in the making. This is a flagship.
Well, then you think about the manned missions. Eventually down the line that they hope to get someone physically
there. And NASA's got a lot of really great, amazing missions coming up. One that I'm personally very connected to, which is NISAR, and that's going to be launching next year with the Indian Space Research Organization.
Oh, very cool.
And it's going to be able to detect natural hazards on Earth like never before. Earthquakes, hurricanes, floods, and that is just going to be...
let's get that going.
Yeah, I know.
We need that.
Exactly. So in a high resolution, and so we're really looking forward to this life-saving Earth mission that's going to be launching next year.
Awesome. Marina, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you being here.